Welcome to Small Business Hacks. Most of my professional life I spent as an employee in multinational headquarters. Companies where you do not have much skin in the game. All this changed in 2017 when I started my first business in the tourism sector. Like with any other first-time founder, there were difficulties. Obstacles with funding, bureaucracy, and training. Problems that I discussed in other videos. But once your business is up and running, there is a ghost that haunts entrepreneurs. An issue rarely approach it, and with me it was no different. The overwhelming amount of responsibilities that often leads you to burnout. When you invested your savings or investors' money, it may be difficult to delegate responsibilities. Put together that in a new company you still didn't build trust with your team, and the formula for hoarding tasks is ready. But this is not a problem only for business founders. Imagine the responsibility of the commander of an airlight destroyer in the United States Navy. They have a crew of near 300 people. It's a war machine costing more than $1 billion. Any captain from such a ship should know more than one thing or two about delegation. More than knowing, one of these captains wrote a book about his experiences. It's Your Ship, Management Techniques from the Best Damn Ship in the Navy. The author, Mike Abrashoff, is the former head of the USS Bainfold. He received the ship command in a time where the crew was demotivated, below the ideal performance. In only 3 years, he turned the Bainfold into one of the best ships in the entire US Navy. They even won the Spokane Trophy, given to the most proficient ship of the US Pacific Fleet. Differently than what someone may think, his book is not about war adventures, although it has some thrilling passages during his stay in the Middle East. It's a book about leadership, people management, and more than anything, task delegation. In this video, I will tell you about the best lessons I took from this book, and how I apply them in my business. First, create a sense of ownership. It's your ship, it's your company, it's your shift. If your firm is still small, this is one of the easiest points to apply. But if your company already has hundreds of employees with very specific roles, it's not that easy. While specialization has advantages, it also reduces the feeling of responsibility for the entire process. Captain Abrashoff had a challenging task: to convince specialized sailors, like the ones responsible for the ship boiler, kitchen, or weapons room, that not only their sectors, but the entire ship was their responsibility. Lacking a sense of ownership creates a lot of other problems, like the distasteful blame game, when one department makes more effort to blame others than looking for joint solutions. How Captain Abrashoff created a sense of ownership? First, by rotating people across departments and understanding better the entire vessel. You cannot have a sense of ownership over something that you do not understand, and rotating staff among different areas solved this question. It has the benefit of increased general understanding, bonds the team, and reduces the blame game. Together with job rotations, he started to praise entire teams, from top to bottom, when a good task is done. And maybe the most important, give more independence by trusting his people to solve matters on the spot. As he once said to his subordinates, I should be called only situations that put lives at risk, could injure others, or result in significant expenditures. A phrase like that brings the best in people. During the beginning of my business, I was tormented by calls, multiple times a day, even during holidays or medical leaves. Then I realized the reason for this headache. Every time I hired someone, I said that they could call me if there was any problem or doubt. I thought this was a way to support new employees, but it was actually dangerous. Very dangerous. People should not call you if they have any problems. First, they should try to solve the problem. That is why you are hiring and training them in the first place. So now, instead of saying to my staff to call me if they have an issue, I tell them to try to solve it first, unless it's something absolutely out of their reach. Just remember that when people try to solve a problem, they may make mistakes. Do not over-punish anyone for making mistakes while solving something, otherwise you just destroy initiative. Walk around, recognize the good stuff, and plan for what-if situations. There are two ways to kill the proactivity of an organization. The first, as mentioned, is to punish people for mistakes they made while trying to solve problems. The second is to not recognize spontaneous and positive actions. Numerous managers don't do positive recognition. I was not doing it too. We don't do it as much as we could because we are too isolated inside our offices. When you walk around your people, you see them working, taking positive action. The recognition of their good performance naturally will come from your mouth. Unless they are doing a bad job. But even in this case, to stroll around and see by yourself helps to identify flaws and correct the process. This is the job of a leader. Positive reinforcement builds self-esteem. A competent and self-confident squad will handle obstacles better. Positive personal reinforcement is the essence of effective leadership. In Captain Abrashoff's words, don't be disconnected. Don't be the type of leader that never leaves your office. A compliment online is not as good as a personal one. Close quote. If while walking around you realize that you have a low performance, design a plan for their improvement. Clarify what they need to correct and train them. Give them improvement targets with the expectations and consequence of reaching or not them. But be clear. Work with multiple what-if conditions. Prepare in advance for unexpected situations, turn them, well, expected. This reduces your time of response for emergencies, and people can solve problems without needing to call you. By the way, we can only improve with your opinion, so if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for our next videos, and activate the notifications. Back to our subject. Now, the delegating part. After building a sense of ownership in your team, task delegation comes naturally. You'll feel comfortable trusting them in your absence, and they will feel ready to assume new challenges. They may even ask for new responsibilities. That will be a victory for both sides. Once you reach this point, you may even go on holiday knowing that your team will handle everything. Thanks for watching.